Hi guys, Mackenzie here, and over the past 2 years I've generated well over 7 figures, all from my phone, and in the next 10 minutes I'll show you exactly how I did it and how you can also do it too. See, just a few years ago I began the business model that I'll be sharing with you today, and this is what's allowed me to say goodbye to the soul destroying rat race, as you can see in these photos here, stuck inside the 9 to 5, sleeping on the job, to now living my dream life here in Dubai, which you can even see from the view behind me. I now stay in my dream apartment by the marina, but this is what I'll share with you today and in the next 10 minutes. So the crazy thing is that you're probably not even expecting me to say that starting this business was one of the easiest, simplest and fastest things that I've actually ever done. But in order to kind of map out the steps that I went through in order to get here, what I'll do is I'll quickly get straight to the point, because I know that your time is valuable. So if you're someone who hates your job, can't afford the life you've always dreamed of, or lacks the freedom to do what you want in life, and let's be honest, you want to make money as fast and as easily as possible, then you might have just found the answer. So to explain what I'm talking about, I'll start with my own story. See, just a few years ago, I was in the position that I've just described to you. So I was stuck inside the 9 to 5, working minimum wage, and the Sunday anxiety ahead of yet another working week and a job that I hated, whilst seeing other people online win in life, whilst I was, to put it plainly, a wage slave, simply making someone else rich and working for someone else and making their dreams a reality. So I started out by getting into 9 to 5 back in 2018, and after less than a year I knew that I wanted more. And maybe you can also relate. Maybe you're stuck right now in a job that's sucking the life out of you too. If I'm honest with myself, I only wanted two things: money and freedom. And like I say, maybe you can relate too. But the only thing I wanted to do was to start my own business so that I could be in control of my life, be in control of my time, work when I wanted, go on holidays when I wanted, and to ultimately treat my family to the things that they deserved. And that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't have the slightest clue on how to get there. How the hell do you start a business? What business should I start? How do you even fund starting a business? What if I failed? What will I do if I failed? Those were all the kind of questions that were going through my mind as my mind was kind of going in circles essentially. But one day, everything did change for myself. And basically one evening, as I was scrolling through social media, probably similar to yourself, I saw a post from someone talking about basically how they started a dropshipping business and how fast and easy it was to set up and how much money that they were making from it per month. And then I could relate to it because it was a young guy, and for the rest of the day I felt this sort of warm excitement in my stomach, and I couldn't just stop thinking like this actually might just be the answer that I was looking for. And then so the rest of my weekend I spent searching, what is dropshipping, how does it work, how can I get involved in it basically. And I decided, what did I have to lose? I thought to myself, like, if I don't at least try and do this and try and do my own thing in life and take that chance that, look, I'll just be stuck inside the 9 to 5 for years to come. And that's what happens to 99% of people. So what happened then? Well, this was 5 years ago now when this all kind of first happened, and here you can see the first invoice from Shopify when I started dropshipping back in 2019. So as you can see, my name's there, I've scribbled out obviously my address, but this is when I started, so over 5 years ago now. And in the end, I tried it for 3 months but didn't make a single sale, which is hilarious looking back. But this is because I had no direction, I had no knowledge, I had no money, and I thought that going the normal route of spam testing lots of low quality products with long delivery times and all of that rubbish was the way that I was going to make sales and become profitable. But like I say, I was wrong, and very wrong. I ended up not even making a sale within 3 months and ultimately quit. But I now know from my experience now that you don't need to do any of that. You don't need to test hundreds of products. You don't need lots of money. You don't need to wait months to make a sale. You don't need some big shiny brand or logo, and you definitely don't need much time or any experience to start and grow a dropshipping business, because you can do it rapidly. And so, like I say, I started for 3 months and then ultimately quit. So 2.5 years later, I revisited dropshipping back in 2021, but this time I had a whole new approach. And so, as you may be asking, what happened this time? Well, I began making sales within a matter of days, and I even scaled up to 10k per month revenue within less than 2 months, and ultimately hit 6 figures on this store in less than 6 months. So as you can see on this screenshot I've took from one of my stores, I started in September 2021, so in August I had 0 sales, then I got it up to around 1,500 in the first month, and then ultimately 10k per month, like instantly basically, and ultimately that store done just over 6 figures in sales within less than 6 months. So this is how I done it, and this was all through the kind of new strategies and a new approach that I took to achieving the success. And I then shared my secret with a couple of my close mates over the past sort of year or so, and they've themselves been able to hit 1k days and even 4k pounds sales in a single day, all within less than 3 months, which obviously seems crazy. But yeah, like I say, I did just say you can make 4k in a single day, which seems mental, but there's the proof there. So one of them hit 4k in a single day, or just under 4k, as you can see by the screenshot. But like I say, this is all down to the strategies that I'm using now, and we're using strategies for making sales that only the true sort of top dogs in the e-com space know. And these elite people use these methods to scale like you've never seen before. So when you see people who are doing 6 figures per month or 7 figures per month, these are the exact strategies and exact methods that they're using to do that. And so what happens when you understand what these elites of this space know, and what myself have kind of stumbled across, this is what happens. So if you fast forward to the present day, let's say I'm now staying in Dubai, I've moved over here, got my residency and that type of thing, but I now run multiple successful dropshipping stores, and I routinely make well over 6 figures per month. So as you can see on the right hand side, I've attached another screenshot. So this is just from the first 3 months of this year. So as you can see, the first quarter, I've made over $500,000, right, okay? In revenue, obviously that's not profit. Profit on that's around 40%, but still absolutely crazy. And as you can see, there's my Instagram next to it just to show you. But this is my life nowadays, and let's say each day I wake up in my apartment, which is 5k per month, and I jump out of my bed, I plan my day, and I literally can't even begin to tell you how much I look forward to the week, because my Sundays are no longer filled with dread, and instead I spend them with my mates and my close friends doing whatever we want, from jet skis to fancy dinners, and I never have that sort of anxiety like I used to before, because my old life is simply that. It's just my old life, and my new life, if genuinely I could have dreamed of what it would look like today, it's what it is. I live in one of the most expensive areas of Dubai. I have $15,000 watches and go for fancy dinners, and it's the life that I live today. Now, just picture this for me, because I also want you to experience that feeling for yourself. So imagine the feeling of joy, freedom, never wanting for anything, and waking up every day knowing that every passing month, 5 to even 6 figures will hit your bank account predictably and repeatably. So imagine checking your bank account and seeing over 6 figures sitting there, ready to be invested, ready to buy that dream car, or even your dream house, or ready to book that dream holiday that you've always wanted to go on. So be honest with yourself, and just for a second, lay your skepticism aside and allow yourself to dream. Because if all of what I just said came true for you, how would that make you feel? And right now, if you're wondering what on earth dropshipping is, or what it does, or how you might be able to start it and jump up to the 1k per day mark as quickly and as easily as I mentioned earlier in the video, then that's where I might be able to help. Because as you can see, I went from stuck in a life I hated, stressed, lost, looking for a way out, and I made every mistake in the book. But in the end, I've made it, and I've got here. As you can see, that's me again inside my 9 to 5, just messing about. But all the mistakes aside, I did one thing right, and I documented every step I took, including the things I did right, the things I did wrong, which were a lot, and ultimately by going it alone and trying to figure it all out by myself. But through all of that, I've put together a 4-step process that anyone can follow. So in fact, if you're watching this right now and you're thinking, look, I'd love to achieve what this guy's achieved, the time freedom, the financial freedom, and the location freedom, and all of it, then this is for you. And I call it the Dropshipping Accelerator Blueprint. And believe it or not, I promise you I deliver, and I'm going to hand it over free of charge for the first 25 people who book in a strategy session call with myself over the next 10 days. But the only thing is, you have to move fast, purely because, like I said, the methods and strategies that we're using are brand new and they're never been seen before. And so it's only stuff that the elites know, and as they become more sort of popular and stuff, you'll sort of lose that first mover's advantage, which will inevitably happen. So you might be asking, why am I doing this? So the reason I'm doing this is because, look, I know that if I can just stop one person from making all of the countless mistakes that I made and wasting all the money and the time and everything, then the joy and the fulfillment I would take from that would be worth the little time investment it would take. Like I say, you can book in a call down below, and don't worry, it's not a sales call, it's completely free. You might be asking yourself, like, why is he doing this when he can go wherever he wants or do whatever he wants? It's simple, because I know that if I speak with the 25 people and hand over all of the value that I have to share, that 1 or 2 of those people might also want my personal help and guidance. which I do charge a fee for. But like I say, again, if you just want to jump on the call and speak to someone like me who's achieved what you want to achieve and who makes over 6 figures per month and take my blueprint and go at it alone, that's completely fine. So again, hit the book a call button down below the video right now, choose a day and a time with me, let's jump on a call together and I'll personally speak to you and map out for you exactly what to do, exactly how to do it, and exactly how you can start and scale a dropshipping business in literally just a matter of days and scale up to the 1k per day mark in income for yourself and obviously for your family. And it's really not as difficult as what most people out there want you to kind of believe. And the minute that you sort of get the blueprint, you'll know that to be true for yourself. So I'll leave you with this: if I can do it, anyone can. As you can see, I used to work in a 9 to 5 and I hated my job, I hated my life, and I lived in constant stress, fear and anxiety. But in the end, I got through it all and now I'm living the life. But let's say now I travel first class, buy what I want, go where I want, all whilst running successful dropshipping stores which add over 6 figures per month to my personal bank account, which is absolutely mind-blowing to kind of say out loud. And so I implore you to book in a call with myself, and on the call together I'll show you exactly how I did it and how you can do the same. But there are better times ahead, so book in the call with me right now, and then let's say here's to the next chapter of your life. Speak to you guys soon.